After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 344. It is Saturday, February 16th, 2019, as we are recording. I am Marlecia, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I am Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
I want to welcome all new and returning viewers for the fun in the Woman Cave. If you are new, we're glad to have you with us, and we hope you find something you enjoy so that you'll stay with us. And if you are returning, we're always glad to have you back. If you are in the shadows, new or returning, please feel free to join us officially in the Ravelry group, which is where all the alongs and, camaraderie and all that happen. And the prize giveaways and things like that. And also on YouTube, if you want to join us there officially, Pen, Hook, and Needles. Excuse me, there's a red subscribe button on your right, and there is a little bell that will give you notifications when we put up a podcast, or I should say Talia puts it up. Okay. We do have a new member. We have Lady Renegade, who is Janet. Welcome, Janet. We're glad to have you with us. And she explained what that was. I can't remember who the music group was that this is.
Isn't there a song called The Renegade?
Yeah, I think she said it was Styx, but I'm not sure.
It is Styx.
It is Styx. Okay. So
that's exactly the song I was thinking of.
So that's where the name comes from. I think that's what she said. But anyway, we welcome you, Janet. Okay, I guess we go into tea.
We do go into tea,
and because both have 6.
We both had 6, but you have finished yarn and I have nothing extra exciting. So it means that you go first. I think that makes sense because she has more interesting things going on than I do.
This is what my daughter's head looks like. Oboe mug. And I have in here.
So now the mug is an oboe mug.
Well, that's what's on here. This is the Luxe Autumn Chai Tea from Plum Deluxe. It is, spice up the season and open your senses. Yes, I know it's not autumn. I wish it was autumn. I love autumn. But I wanted something with ginger in it.
We didn't really get an autumn.
No, we didn't.
I think autumn no longer exists in Virginia.
I miss autumn.
And nor does spring.
No. All organic black tea, Rubio's tea, cinnamon, ginger, clove, cardamom, orange peel, almond essence, love, gratitude, steeping water. You don't need to know what time it's steeped. But so let's see here. I love this. This is excellent tea. This is one of my older ones. Natalia might think it's a little weak because I don't put as much sugar in it as she does, but
yeah, you don't put as much sugar in it as I do.
I'm trying to cut back on the sugar just a little bit.
I'm constantly congested, so I usually put more stuff in my stuff.
Stuff in your stuff? Is that a technical term?
That is a technical term.
Is that word so very universal that means everything?
It does. It also thingamablogging.
Thingamablogging. Mm-hmm. I like that word better.
You'd like it better?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's got more scope for imagination. Scope for imagination. Yes, it's a reference, and everybody who knows that, I think. Scope for imagination. Don't give me that confused look. We were just talking about that book.
Oh! I was thinking movie. I mean, it is a movie. No. Yes.
It's a TV show.
But it was I thought it was a movie.
I think it's a television series. Maybe it's a mini-series. I think it comes out of Canada.
It might.
Which would make sense.
I hate it when they combine characters.
Anyway. I do too.
So, another Plum Deluxe tea. This is one of my sample ones, which is why it got thrown. Which is why the package is so small.
Don't put garbage on my floor.
Are you calling Andy's tea garbage?
I'm calling the wrapper garbage. Is there tea in there? Because if there's tea in there, I'll
Look, there's
take it
very
from
little.
you. Explain the tea.
So this is Plum Deluxe tea, vanilla sugar cookie dessert tea,
That's yummy.
lightly sweet and spiced, full of love. So it's got green rubios, cinnamon chips, blackberry leaf, ginger root, fennel seeds, vanilla essences, love and gratitude, no caffeine.
Don't have any caffeine? Oh, I guess you don't need it today.
I do try to avoid caffeine as much as I can. One of the people at the residential psychiatric facility that I check on once a week was like, don't you drink any coffee? No,
Ugh,
no, I don't drink
nasty.
coffee.
Nasty stuff. You look like you're ready to jump off a cliff or something. Just drink it already.
I'm blowing on
You're
it.
so slow.
It's a process. You enjoy the tea.
Yes, but in order to enjoy the tea, you have to drink it. You can't just sit
No,
there.
you blow on it.
Blowing on it does nothing.
You inhale it.
Would you drink it already?
You enjoy the weight of it in your hand.
50,000 years later.
It's a whole experience. Whereas you're just like, let me throw hot liquid down my throat.
That's not true. You had
And you're like, oh, I think there was a taste to that hot liquid.
Would you hurry up?
Ow! This is my mug.
Hurry up.
Are you in a rush?
Yes. I have places to go this afternoon.
Stop making me giggle. You're ruining the tea experience.
I don't think so. It's a happy experience.
You see, she doesn't enjoy the process of things.
I do.
She rushes it.
I do not, in fact.
And she
I just don't want to be snail pacing backwards before I get to my tea going this way instead of going straight ahead.
I have a bruise.
Uh-huh. It's good, Taya.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
Well, it's even better when you enjoy the process.
I did enjoy the process. I just don't have to do curly cues and stars over my eyes to do it. Davina's signature.
Oh, okay.
Davina has an interesting signature. She writes her name, and she has this big flourish, and then she puts a star over her eye.
Mm-hmm.
And she likes that. Okay. All right, so that's our tea. I guess we should move on into oncoming.
Now that she's
Alongs?
proven that she has no love for the experience of tea.
In a Crocheting Hoovian podcast group, that's Laura Concert, who's Crocheting Hoovian, is the creature feature make-along, I guess it is, Cal, Lal, whatever it is she's accepting. I think it's essentially Cal, Lal. And this is essentially a toy-along, and it's divided into 4 quarters. This time they're doing sea creatures, okay?
I wonder, since it doesn't say specifically toy, if someone does like,
That was amigurumi.
it does say amigurumi.
It's amigurumi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was my query.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. We can ask, but I'm pretty sure because Deborah, who's Dogfire Woman, likes amigurumis almost as much as we do, or as much as we do, and Laura does. So I think it's an amigurumi type of thing.
Because, like, technically this has sheep on it.
Yeah. And
That was-
and the thing about this is that it does have a theme each quarter, but if you do something outside of the theme, like Taya does a bunny, let's say, and puts it in, then it gets 1 chance at a prize instead of the 2 that, because it reflects the theme, like say a
Right.
turtle or something. And Deborah, just so you know, Dogfire Woman, we've been having a toy along for about 5 years now, so we hope you will be taking part in that. You'll be able to double dip with
me,
yours,
yes.
with our toy along.
Yes.
That's toward Christmas time. That's in
Yes.
November?
It's usually our big end of year wrap up.
Yeah, that's October, November, December.
Yes.
So just giving you a heads up for that, because I know you like to do the toys. Okay, so that's, and as I said, this creature feature is in concert with
In concert.
Yes.
I see what you did there.
yes, okay, I didn't even Okay. Diary of a Physicist Farm Gal podcast is doing that with Crocheting Whovian, and that's Stockfire Woman. And I know I was listening to Laura's podcast, and she is adding, or has added, another one. I think she's re-adding the Whip It Good, which is finishing all the whips, and that's where I heard about not having enough bags for projects.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I think Laura said that she had like 30 sock projects, just sock projects.
Yeah, I would see where you might run out of bags if you have 30 of one just projects.
Which highly amused me.
I can't speak.
I thought that was funny.
Uh-huh.
Her socks, not yours speaking. I wasn't listening to what you were saying.
That's okay, I don't listen to you either.
I know you don't.
That's okay.
So anyway, so she has that one going on too. I'm not sure if it started.
Listening is overrated for communication.
and then I think she might even have something else, but I'm not sure because I didn't get a chance to hear the whole thing. I was kind of in and out, so
you were listening.
I wasn't listening. Sorry, Laura, I wasn't listening.
The one where we don't listen.
The one where we don't listen. Just give me a second here. Okay, now, so moving on into the Diary of a Physicist Farm Gal. I always want to say farm girl, it's farm gal. Diary of a Physicist Farm Gal podcast group. That's Stockfire Woman, who is Deborah. Okay, she's got a bunch of things going on. She's got the Kid Her Get Her Done, I Like Big Shawls and I Cannot Lie, the Farmer's Almanac Make-Along, Creature Feature, and Never Have I Ever. Okay, so she's got like 5 or 6 alongs going on in there, and I think they're all a year long. The only one that I think has any special requirements other than her normal requirements is the I Like Big Shawls and I Cannot Lie. That has to be knitted. They don't accept crochet. They don't accept, well, I don't know if they don't accept Luminate. Luminate is knitting, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
That I think you'd have to ask Deborah. She's doing that with somebody else, and I don't remember who that was. But she'll tell you. She's pretty accessible. So, she'll let you know. And as I said before in previous podcasts, I'm not going to go through a lot of the rules or anything like that. I'm only going to say that these people, we like watching them, or we've heard they're good, or whatever. And some of them who aren't podcast groups, we just like the people who are doing the groups, and they're well worth getting involved with. Okay, now the next group I'm going to look at is not a podcast group. It's Comforting Crafts. That's B-Wing, who is Brittany. She's from our group, and she has her own group called the Comforting Crafts Group. And they're very charity-oriented. It's a lot of fun over there. And she's got What Are You Reading? 19 Hats in 2019, 52 Dishcloths in 2019, and Colorwork 2019. So that's exciting. That's fun. And Brittany, I think you said Mosaic counts for colorwork, because it is colorwork. So I think you said so. But if I'm wrong, please let me know.
It's not my preferred form of colorwork.
I like it. Okay. In the Bee's Knees group, which is Studio Von Designs group, Bonnie, she's also a member of our group, and she has her own group, and it's a lot of fun. Not a podcast, but fun. Mm-hmm. And it's 19 in 2019, and that's just it. 19 whatever in 2019.
I forget who I was seeing on Instagram who posted something about that. That they were talking about them doing their 19 in 2019. I can't remember who it was.
Well, that sounds like fun because it's intriguing. You can do 19.
Apologize, guys.
Or whatever, so that's fun. In the Never Cast Off podcast group, that's Deb's Destiny, and Blue. That's Deb's Destiny was Debbie, and Blue Yarns Always, who is Sheila, and they're doing Tracking Stash again this year. And I think they're going to be having a lot of other stuff going on.
Isn't there a song called Sheila?
I don't know. There might be.
I feel like there is.
But anyway, keep an eye on their group. They've started podcasting in, and I think they have a lot of plans. I think Debbie, if she hasn't already gotten all the testers she needs for her babushka pattern, she might be still looking for them. You might want to check that out. It's a cute pattern. I can't wait for it to come out. I can't commit to testing because
you can't
commit. Yes, that is a reference and a very obscure one.
Very obscure.
But anyway, that is a really adorable pattern. I'm looking forward to that coming out so I can make it. I just can't. I don't want to commit to a time limit when I'm not sure I can make it.
Mm-hmm. Not gonna make it.
Let's see. Oh, and Cappy. Check out Cappy's group, and she's got. And I'll talk more about her in our PHN Tea and Tales, but she's got a lot of interesting things happening too now that she's started podcasting again. She's fantastic. She's very supportive, and she likes to she's very community oriented.
Yes.
She likes to build the community, and I really like that about her. She's very informative. She comes from a fiber family, and it's just fantastic. She's awesome. Okay, moving in, and I'm sorry if I've forgotten people. I may have forgotten people. I've been kind of binge listening to podcasts, and I don't always remember to write them down when something strikes me. So if I forgot something, I'm sorry. Now the PHN current ones, we have PHN Tea and Tails. This is our year-long Cal Cal Lao, brought back by popular demand this year, and we have a co-host this year.
Yes.
We're excited about that. This is Cappy. Cappy's our co-host, and I've got a thread, a separate thread that says Cappy's. I forget exactly, but it's like Cappy's discounts or something like that for this PHN Tea and Tails, and this thing is all year long. She has a special code for the people who are members of our podcast group, for I think it's 15% off anything in her shop, and you'll have to check the thread, but the code is in the thread, okay, or the details. And then she has shawl kits for this PHN Tea and Tails, and it's quite a substantial discount, and it's a really nice shawl kit. So you might want to check that out in her Etsy shop if you're interested. I know that Beth bought one. Thank you, Beth.
Wow.
Round and round I go.
Look forward to seeing what people make.
I look forward to seeing that work up. I wish I could use mohair. It doesn't get along with me, but it's going to be nice. I think it's going to be absolutely beautiful. And I think Cappy has, I don't know if she has DK weight kits. I know she has fingering weight kits. She might have DK weight, but I'm not sure. You'd have to ask her. In any event, it's a very, very generous offer, and the kits are beautiful. Okay. The PHN Tea and Tails Cal Cal Lao, the rules are our normal rules, one whip per project per week, the FO whenever it's finished. We do have featured yarns and featured patterns. The yarns, Lady Fernando Creation yarns, and Cappy's, I think it's the Yarn and I, right? The Yarn and I is her group,
yes.
Her thing. Yes, the Yarn and I. The Yarn and I is her. I get mixed up because she has the Yarn and I, and then she has the Yarn and Me, and then she has the Yarn and I Cappy. So her yarn is the Yarn and I, and that's her Etsy group, her Etsy store. Mm-hmm. So you take a look at that, and that's the featured yarns, and then the featured patterns. If you can make them relate, okay, the yarns and the patterns, in order to be featured, even though they're featured designers and featured indie dyers, they have to relate somehow to tea and or tails.
Right.
So my yarn, Cappy's yarn, Talia's patterns, Franciscan Gypsy Designs.
And we've said this before, but my patterns, if you squint, a lot of them are already related to tea or tails.
More tails than anything else.
More tails than anything else.
And I do have yarn that's tea related and tails related.
Barry the Cardinal was named after Barry Allen from the original Flash.
Right.
Selena the Cat, Catwoman.
Yeah.
Bruce the Bat, Batman.
Bastion
From Neverending Story.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to look through everybody back here.
Well, isn't the Bookworm Cyrano?
The Bookworm Cyrano.
Mm-hmm. From Cyrano de Bergerac. Grayson the Robin.
Grayson the Robin. You can maybe make an argument for Timmy the Turtle, but I don't think so. I don't think I had it in mind for him to be named after Tim Drake.
No, and Timmy's not a turtle anyway.
Yeah.
But we have a lot.
Yeah. Oh, Barry and Iris, because
Iris,
that's why she was named Iris, is because Barry Allen in the comics is married to Iris West.
Right. So, okay, now she got me off track, so forgive me if I repeat myself, okay? If you can make a case for the yarn, the project, or the pattern, in other words, when I say the project, I mean whatever you named it,
yeah,
to be related to tea and or tails, and it's featured, you're going to get double chance of the prize for the FO, and if you use my yarn or Cappy's yarn with a featured pattern, then you get 3 chances at a chance for the FO. You just have to be responsible for your multiple postings. Now, the featured pattern designers, Franciscan Gypsy Designs, Joanna Johnson, Mom Cook, Crocheting Hoovian, and Studio Von Designs. Okay, if you can make it fit in the tea and or tails, then my pattern. I only have one, but if you can make it fit, if you are doing it for our current I'll Be There for You, and you name it something tea or tails, double dip. That's great. And if you're using my yarn, like some of you have, Valeria comes to mind. She had that beautiful orange, and it was in the Plum Deluxe colorway.
Didn't she finish it already?
She did.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful.
I haven't looked at the thread for. I haven't been on Ravelry for very much.
Well, she had a rough week. So, so that is triple dipping, and you know, triple chance, and you know all this. Chatter and pictures, pictures being the same thread. This is a year long, so that's the tag PHN TNT as in okay, 2019 on Ravelry, and PHN TNT 2019 on Instagram. Okay, let's see here, and I'm not going to go through the prizes until we hit March because we already went through it. Now the Ready Set Go Cal Cal Lao. This is another fun one. This is our second annual for this because it was sweater along at one time, it was sweater shawl for a while, and we hit upon the fact that we thought just to give people the chance. Not everybody's a garment knitter. Not everybody is a shawl maker. You know, this way it can just be starting all the things.
And we kept adjusting what we were. Like I started off primarily as a sweater knitter,
and I was more of a toy shawl and shawls.
So initially we did it the sweater along. The very first year was just sweater along.
Yeah, and I really had to struggle with that because I didn't do sweaters.
And then the second year is sweater shawl along, and I think we did a couple years maybe a sweater shawl.
Yes, we did because we've only done this for 2 years.
Yeah.
And this is our second year.
Yeah.
So we just figured that, you know, if it's so difficult, maybe people would like to have more of a choice of what they're doing.
Yeah.
And people like to start things in January, so we just decided it would be the PHN Ready Set Go. So this is our second one, and we have a wonderful co-host this year. That's LNS Crafts, who is Lorraine, and she has her own podcast. So you might want to check that out. The rules are the same as our normal for us. The rules are slightly different between us and our co-hosts always. Just have to make sure that you follow those rules. But we accept and we encourage multiple dipping as long as you stick with the rules. Okay, so this is a 3-month. This is January through March. Okay, and the featured patterns here.
Where's the bunny who usually sits between us?
I don't know. Where's my owl?
Here's the bunny.
Where's my owl?
Which one?
It was Christoph.
Christoph. Where is Christoph? Christoph, where are you?
Ow. I can't look that way.
Where is Christoph?
We'll have to find Christoph later. Give me the one that Laura made for me.
Okay.
Please.
I don't know where Christoph went.
Okay.
Unless he's buried.
He might be.
He's buried.
Oh, okay. Aw, now he wants to sit with him too because there you go. Okay. So Talia's patterns as always, my patterns as always are and Lorraine's patterns. She has the biscuit hat, and she has a pair of socks in testing, but if they're, I think they're in testing, if they're finished and you're able to, you know, start on them, even if you don't finish them, they will be eligible for prizes as well. And if you do finish them, they're eligible for 2 chances at a prize if it's in my yarn and it's a finished object.
And it was started...
Oh, it has to be started January 1st or later. Thank you for reminding me because that is different.
Yes, it is.
If it's my yarn and you started this project and you finished it, then that's 3 chances at a prize with the featured object. Okay, let's see here, and all this stuff is in the thread. Let me see here. The hat, it's PHN Ready Set Go 2019 on Instagram, and hashtag PHN Ready Set Go 2019 on Instagram.
You just said Instagram.
Okay, the other one was on Ravelry without the hashtag. Now, if you want to be featured or have a chance to be featured on the entering of the, what's it called, the introduction of the podcast, you need to have a project page. Okay.
Yeah, because I use your project page to find the name of your project and to attribute it to you.
Right. Oh, before I forget, I do want to say I've been getting requests on Instagram and Facebook and things like that. If I don't know you, you need to send me something either on Ravelry or through my email if you know it, to let me know that you're friending me, because I've had some bad experiences recently, and I will not accept you unless I know who you are. Okay? I'd be more than happy to accept anybody who is on Ravelry or...
Yeah, it wasn't a fiber community person.
It wasn't a fiber community person, but I cannot just willy-nilly accept people. So please, if you want to befriend me on Instagram or Facebook or anything like that, give me a heads up
Yeah, and if I don't know you, I generally just delete your
Yeah, so,
request.
okay, it's not anything personal, but if I don't know you, if you have a private account and I don't know you, I'm going to just delete it because I don't know who you are. Because I've had a couple of bad experiences recently. So, I just wanted to throw that out there so you don't think that, oh, I never heard from her. Boy, why not? It's not anything personal. It's just I'm not accepting anonymous, people who I can't even see your profile. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
Has
all
to
right.
be something on there that says like I'm a fiber person or something.
Right. Okay, now, the next PHN, I completely forgot about this one. I shouldn't. The PHN, excuse me,
So sorry.
I'll be there for you. Cal is a Cal, or only K-A-L only. This is going from February through March, all of February all through March. And this is the I'll Be There For You pattern that I did, that I put out at the end of last year. And I'm very thankful to Vonnie for suggesting it. Thank you, Vonnie.
Mm-hmm.
And if you use my yarn in this...
Suggesting along, not the pattern.
Right. Well, the along, yeah. If you use my yarn and the pattern, you get 2 chances at a prize for the finished object. So that's, that's kind of exciting. I've seen a couple people use my yarn. It makes me happy to see how it works up in my pattern. That's nice. And I'm really happy to see the participation and the support and everything. It makes me happy. Thank you guys for being so supportive of that. The prize for that is a bundle of 2 skeins of Lady Furnicle Creations long sport
I'm sure
yarn.
it looked good and it makes me happy.
What? Oh yeah, it would. It actually would. Actually,
Sorry, guys.
because it's a bright. I'm not sure how it would work up.
I'm not sure
I
either.
think it would pool in that.
Probably would pool.
Yeah. Okay. And we still have the coupon code for 19% off. It goes through March 15th. So if you haven't picked up the pattern and you would like to, that's entirely up to you. There's a 19% code off, and it's in the thread. Okay, because I want it to be for people who actually watch the podcast and take part in it. Okay. All right, and I thank everybody who already bought or gifted the pattern. I appreciate that. All right, so that leads us into rough drafts.
And we said that you go first because your stuff is more interesting.
Why do I get to do everything first?
Because you were born first.
Let me see here. Okay, my first one is in my Kiki Boo Holiday Owls bag. And this is the Sherbet Toddler Hat Project. It's just a, very basic loom knit hat. And I made a little bit of progress on this. I think I did maybe 4 or 5 rounds on this while I was watching a movie. So,
What was the movie?
I don't know.
Must not have been a very good movie.
Well, we watched so many movies this past weekend. So,
Oh, was it the one with Cary Grant, maybe?
it might have been. We watched that one twice. So it's coming
It
along.
had knitting in it.
It did. Oh, that was fun. What was the name of the movie? It was
Oh.
I don't know. We'll have to look it up and put it in the show notes or something because we don't want to give it away. But we think you should watch it.
Yeah, there was knitting throughout.
There was
it.
knitting.
They incorporated it.
It was
Cary
Cary-
Grant's knitting.
Don't tell them.
What?
Don't tell
You can
them.
find pictures online.
Oh, spoiler alert!
It's not a spoiler alert.
Oh, you
Doesn't
spoiler!
ruin the movie.
Oboe head spoiler alert!
It doesn't ruin the movie.
Oboe head spoiler alert!
It didn't ruin the plot.
Do the next one.
Didn't ruin the plot.
Oboe head. We will try to find the movie and put it in the thread. Pain in my neck.
We haven't done that in a while. Okay, sorry, I'm moving my show notes, such as they are. They're not real show notes.
So, fake show notes.
They are fake show notes because I don't have the designer on there, I don't have the yarn on there, I just have a brief note so I know what I worked on.
What are you working on?
Currently?
What is next?
So, in my, oh, I forgot to grab one of my bags.
Which one?
Hang on a second, let's see. I grabbed one I shouldn't have. Oh, fiddly sticks. Well, what I'll do is, when you're talking about one of your next projects, I'll go and get that
Okay.
one.
Just be careful not to knock anything
Yeah,
over.
well, I'll go behind the thing. So, which one did I not work on? I didn't work on this one. Let me make sure I didn't work on this one. I'm pretty sure I didn't work on this one. Yeah, I didn't work on this one. So
Pretty bag, though.
it is pretty bag. Yeah, this is a Mama C Christina bag. And this is not, you just get to see the bag. I didn't work on the project within. I just grabbed the wrong bag.
That always reminds me of medieval England.
Well, it's my tutor bag.
Yep.
But this one I did actually work on.
Kitties in the news.
Kitties in the news bag. Hold on, I need to give you one of your kitty news alerts. Let's see. Okay, windy weather report with Chili Calico. Meteorologist Chili Calico says it's raining cats and dogs out there, and we all know that dogs are bad news.
Dog puddles. Puppy puddles.
And this is a Silver Shed USA bag. Now, this project is on the forest floor. That's a pattern. And the project name is Phoenix. And the yarn I am using, the yellow and the red.
Which looks like burnt orange in this, but it's not.
Well, there is orange in this as well.
No, I know, but this looks like this. It almost looks like this, which is not the orange. It looks like burnt orange. This looks like it's regular orange, and that's like yellow, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's just the way it's working up.
The red is Vlad's by Miss Babs, and it's Yowza. The yellow is Yowza Miss Babs, and it's Squash Blossom. And the orange is Knitted Wit, and it is Yams.
Very cool.
So just got a little bit of work on it. Not
Very
a whole
nice.
lot.
It's very pretty.
Thank you.
Okay.
These needles seem awfully short. Oh, because they're only 30s.
What?
I was going to say the cable seems awfully short, but
Oh.
it's only 30s.
I guess the interchangeable is a little bit different then, because the 32s for the
Yeah.
fixed.
Well, because you have, I guess...
You already have the
You
needles
had
in.
added length with the needles.
So you should have 32s then, altogether.
The needles are longer than 2 inches.
Then why would you have extra length with the needles? Just go get your project.
So, let me throw this over here and move my yarn so it doesn't trap me.
Okay, while she's doing that, I will go on to my next one. Let's see here. Okay. In my Knitting's My Bag Autism Awareness Bag by the lovely Lois, this is the large, and she's not making bags anymore, is my Sea Spray Shawl project from the Tidal Wave Shawl by Tamara Kelly. And I did a fair amount on this. Slowly but surely getting through this. It's a very long shawl. Okay. You can see how long it is. I could almost, let me see. I could almost wear it as is. But I want to block it and I want to finish it. I have about this much yarn left. And since the rows are getting longer and it's crochet, I don't think it'll be too long before I finish it. So that's good. I don't think it'll be next week, but it's getting closer, and that's good. Before I go any further, I remembered something. I wanted to say something earlier.
You remembered?
I remembered. It wasn't about a project. It was about Deborah is Dogfire Woman is celebrating her first podiversary, so I want to congratulate her.
Yeah.
Congratulate her on the 1 year mark, and she's having this kind of I think she's having a giveaway over there. So if you watch her, check out and see what she's doing. She's kind of like the Bakery Bears. She's does the knitting and the crafting, but she also goes off into other things. Like
Right.
She has science, which I find absolutely fascinating. And then she has her farming and all that kind of stuff. So it's a very interesting podcast, and I hope that she has many more years to come. She's very intelligent. And then I believe Laura
Laura just
is
had a
celebrating her
podiversary.
4th podiversary.
I can't
think?
remember what the number was.
So she wasn't sure.
Yeah.
So we want to wish them both happy podiversaries and many happy returns. That's exciting.
I don't think she's only 2 years younger than us, is she?
I think she is.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. She said she couldn't remember. Well, you got to remember we're going on 7.
Are we going on 7? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Can't remember.
Yeah, because it's April of this year we hit 7
Okay.
because we started in 2012.
I can't remember.
I think that's what we started. I have to look at it. Something like that. So
I don't know. Anyway. Me turn?
Yep.
Okay, so, next is my, Star Knits R2 bag. R2. Got a little bit of work on this. I don't remember when I worked on it, but apparently I did a little bit of work.
I know I didn't remember when I worked on my hat either. That must have been right after the podcast.
And it's Tempting You yarns.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Rainbow's End, and the base is Tempting You, so DK and sparkly.
I have to finish 2 things. Well, I already finished one with that other shawl. I have to finish one more so I can start Cappy's shawl and the woodland shawl.
Mm-hmm.
But I refuse to start anything until I finish something. Ha ha ha, say I. I don't have any more project bags to put them in. All my project bags had projects in them.
How does that happen?
I don't know.
That's not going to stay.
I have no idea how that happens. Somebody has to explain that to me. Isn't that pretty?
So, got a little bit of work.
Very nice.
Like I said, I have absolutely no idea when I worked on this, but apparently I did.
I like that hat. It's very pretty.
It is very pretty.
It's hard to show hats sometimes. I picked up a messy bun hat. It was on the free list on our.
I never
stash.
wear messy buns.
Well, I like to put ponytails,
Mm-hmm.
and so I figure if I go outside, I can just make a high ponytail,
Mm-hmm.
or and put the hat back a little bit, and I'll put the ponytail in, and I don't have that awkward kind of feel, and I don't have to close the top of the hat.
Which is the most important thing to you.
At this point, I am going to learn how to do it with Magic Loop, or whatever, but.
Because even when I
flexi
had
fits.
the long hair, I could never bring myself to do the messy buns. I'm a little bit too obsessive, I think. Like, the messiness of it.
But I'm not going to do a bun.
I'm just saying in general. Like,
Yeah.
it would drive me nuts.
Well, it wouldn't. The only reason it doesn't bother me is because there's a purpose to it. If it wasn't a purpose to it, like if I had short hair or something, I couldn't do it unless I was giving it away to someone, and I knew maybe people who were homeless or something might put their hair up in a ponytail and want to have it stick it out in the back. Then I might be able to do it. But
Well, I don't mean even making the hat. I mean, like, doing the messy bun itself.
I couldn't do the messing. Well, I do kind of one.
You see, I never was able to do it. I mean, I could physically do it, but after a while I'd be like, here's sticking out all over the place, must pin down hair.
She's so. I think I'm gonna get Laura to make you some twitchy LaRue socks.
Twitchy LaRue socks?
Remember LaRue? God bless her. I love her. She does. According to Laura, she has to have the stripes exactly the same on both socks. And Laura's making her inversibles. Remember, Fiberknit Dye Works does those inversible sets where it's opposite, and she's making her socks out of that. And every time LaRue sees them, she's literally twitches. She said.
But you see, it doesn't. No, that doesn't make a little bit of socks.
Oh, that would bother me. I couldn't. Like LaRue says, I would not be able. What does it go with? I can't wear that. It's like I have 2 different. I'm not talking about like if the stripes are off a little bit, or I can do that. That's fine. But these things where you have the inversibles, or you switch the colors of the heels and the toes for one to the other, that would drive me insane. I just. But LaRue's a doll. Did you already finish yours?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
You just hijacked it, that's all.
I never hijack anything. I don't have a pilot's license. Let me just.
You can hijack a car, too.
Why would I want to?
I don't know.
In my Valeria bag, in my Valeria birthday bag, is my Lala Simple Shawl pattern from the On Cloud. I'll try that again. It's my On the Cloud 9 project from the Lala Simple Shawl pattern by Laura Linneman, and I'm getting ready to start my 3rd ball of yarn. I wanted to work this the other day. Yesterday, the day before yesterday, we were sitting down, and I want to work on this.
So she did.
So I did. I love this
Versus
pattern.
being like, I don't want to work on this, and so she did.
I truly love this pattern.
I'm so sorry, guys.
And I could seriously see myself doing other ones. I love this pattern. It's absolutely beautiful.
It is very beautiful.
I love this pattern. I think Laura hit this one out of the park. It's just gorgeous. It's simple, and it looks classy. No matter what you do with it. Classic white. Ty did hers in blue. It's absolutely beautiful. And I can't say enough good about the pattern. I absolutely love it. So I did some, and this is what I have left. I think Where is it? This is all I have. Whoops. Where is it?
It dropped over this side, I
I'm
think.
talented. See, it only has this much, so I think I might carry it up the side a little bit. You know, like I'll start my new ball of yarn, carry it up the side a little bit, and then cut enough to weave the ends. Because this is not enough to go through another row.
Or you could just start a skein in the middle of the row.
I don't like starting a skein.
I actually
in the
prefer
row.
it.
Well, you have to show me how that looks. I don't. I'll look at that later.
I feel like it makes my side look weird when I.
But I don't
start
like. I don't like the idea that the thread can pop out of the center. I just don't like that. So I will probably carry it. Different strokes for different folks. And this yarn is bare yarn. I got some of it from Heidi and some of it from a supplier. So, and by Heidi I meant Undead Yarn.
Yes.
What happened to my
To your what?
this? This is by Sheila from Never. No, Thank God for Bags. I'm sorry, Sheila. You're gonna have to change the name of your shop because I cannot remember it. It has to be that. That's not Never Enough Bags. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I love Sheila. She cracks me up. Sheila, I love your shop. And these, I use this for my needles when they're too big for the, what do you call those things? Those metal things?
I just call them needle minders.
Needle minders. Needle holders,
I don't know if that's actually what they're called.
Because I have to use 2 of those, and I don't like tying up so many of them, so I use this instead. And I love the way it works. I just have to be careful what I do it. So her shop is Thank God for Bags, and it's a very nice shop. Okay, and she's on Etsy.
Is that all you see about that?
Yes, it is. I think I got this. There we go. I love this pattern. It makes me happy.
Uh,
I don't think this would look good. It makes me happy.
No, I don't think so. In my... This is the one I was trying to show earlier, but I realized I grabbed the wrong bag for it.
Oh, you're on that bag.
In my Sew Shed USA Pinhook and Needles red bag, one of our earliest and bags that was a custom order.
Is that our first custom order?
I think it was our first
Yeah,
custom
I think
order
it
from her. I worked a little bit on Anne's Midnight Romance. It is the Anne sweater, Anne cardigan actually, by Joanna Johnson. And hold on, there we go.
So pretty.
So it is.
It's not too scratchy. That's good.
No, it's a little scratchy when you work it, but it'll be fine as a sweater. Hold on, Mom.
Right. That's the front, right?
This is the back.
That's the back, the shiny part?
Oh no, no, they're all shiny. But I mean, this is
It just
the
seems-
back of the
yeah.
sweater. This is the what part that's facing you.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
So
My terms were a little more vague. That's very pretty.
it's starting to grow. I mean, it's hard to tell when you're looking at black.
Yeah, you can't see the sparkles because her hand
Well, you
is behind
can
it.
you can see the red sparkle. They can definitely see the sparkle. They just can't see the fact that I'm starting to curve like for
Oh,
shoulder
right.
shaping and stuff because it's just it's a top down, but it's curling too much for you
Right.
to be able to see that.
Very nice.
So it's just going to be a little hard for you to see for a little bit. But I did get some work done on it.
Very cool.
And it has my bunny stitch markers from Laura.
And it matches the bag.
It does match a bag.
Matchy matchy.
And this will still be going on when Sparkle Along happens. So,
I'm excited about that. That's going to be fun. Upcoming Sparkle Along with Autism Awareness.
it is. So all the sparkle things.
All the sparklies. Sparkle like the star you
Shiny,
are.
shiny.
No, sparkly, not shiny. Shiny is
Shiny,
more like
Captain.
smooth. Captain. Okay. Oops, sorry about that. That's if you heard that little ringing of a timer, that was Davina's snack bell. Okay. My next one I have not worked too much on in the last few weeks. This is in my Silver Shed USA Tortoise vs. Hare 2017 bag. Okay. And this is my Bobbing Along baby blanket. And people who watched for a while know that I restarted this. It's just a plain, simple double crochet kind of thing. I didn't do too much on here, but I did a little bit. So you can see I've got a few colors. I liked the pattern I was doing with the Surabelle better, but it was hurting my hand, so I had to pull it out. There's nothing wrong with the Surabelle pattern. I've done many Surabelles in scarves and shawls and cowls and blankets and stuff like that. My hands couldn't handle it this time. And this is So I just started. This is going to be a very simple blanket that when it's done, I will edge it and then I'll give it to the pregnancy center or something. And the yarn is not Mandala. This is Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel. That I had one and Davina got me 2 more, and it should be plenty for the blanket.
Yeah, she got it for you with the intention of you to make blankets.
Yeah. So she did well.
So.
She chose wisely. She actually matched it, which was really interesting.
Yeah, she didn't know what she had in stash already. Yeah. She asked me what I thought that you would like, and I said, oh, I think she'd like this one. I didn't remember what you had in stash. I can't keep track of your stash. And it just happened to match. Mm-hmm. So, it was just meant to be.
Meant to be.
Let me mark off my row.
Tea gets better the longer it sits there.
So, next in my Silver Shed USA books bag.
I love that fabric. I got that one for your Christmas.
Yeah, I think Davina got me the Star Wars one.
Mm-hmm.
So, I, Mom's I'll Be There For You, I had ripped out the one I was making. I wasn't enjoying the yarn I had in it.
Was that a fingering weight, the one you ripped? No,
it was Miss Babs Yowza. Oh, no, it wasn't Yowza's. Miss Babs was her Sporter DK.
Yeah.
But,
because it didn't seem like it was working out as thick.
It wasn't. The thing is that the yarn I chose didn't have enough color changes in it. It's a beautiful yarn, but it just wasn't a good fit with that project.
Because this pattern, I made it on purpose simple so that you could be wherever and not have to pay attention except where you do your increases.
Mm-hmm.
And so the yarn, you can go a little crazier with the yarn. It might be a little bit, not boring, but you just don't think about it, and so you want something different. Color changes are good.
I needed color changes. So I picked up, and I did not consider it a impulse buy because it wasn't.
You had a purpose for it.
I had a purpose for it.
Yeah.
It's meant. I'm trying to diminish the number of impulse buys and trying to work mostly from stash.
Yeah. We've been doing pretty well with that.
So I picked up some Mandala Sparkle, and actually I'm going to have to get another skein because I didn't realize the yardage was smaller on the sparkle yarn than the regular
it's
one.
substantially. She's going to need a second skein.
Yeah,
Probably
this is
use all of it.
328 yards.
Oh, you won't use all of it, but you can if you want to.
So, Mandala Sparkle, and the colorway is Hercules. So, T&ALs as well as I'll Be There For You. Let me show you.
And if you're still doing it, the sparkle along.
Yes. I think I'll still be doing it. But it's got gold sparkle to it. You can't really see the sparkle on screen. What you see right here has orange going into dark yellow, into light yellow, kind of a green here, then into blue, then to purple.
This is kind of a gold.
Yeah.
And then yellow.
And then into the brown.
Yeah. Very pretty.
And the brown is what it started off with.
Is it the same brown?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I think it all depends on, what order they roll it up in. I'm sure the next Hercules I pick up won't necessarily even have the same order.
Yeah.
So, I got my first color change.
Very pretty.
And the sparkle helps too. I enjoy sparkle.
Yeah. And color changing, you do like, we can go to the next, we can go to the next,
yes.
we can go to the next.
And particularly with it growing, the color changes will come quicker. So, and I had a headache that lasted from like noon until I went to bed. I just wasn't able to focus on anything else. That was on Wednesday, I think.
A lot of people were having headaches the last couple of days. And Lonnie said she had one, and Davina had one, and I had a slight one. Mm-hmm. I think it was just weather related, barometric pressure.
Thursday I just couldn't focus on anything. Like I actually only had one light on in my room, and when I was in my office, I turned down all the lights except I have a little lamp in there. And it was like
I actually thought she was asleep when I went to say goodnight.
But I could. It was hard to focus on anything. So. But I was able to work on this during it.
And it's nice and lightweight.
It is
because what needles are you using? The 10s?
No, I don't think. Well, I don't know. Hold on. Maybe I am. Yeah, 10s.
Yeah. I wanted to have a light fabric for it.
But it's not super lightweight because I don't like really lightweight.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't like super lightweight either because I don't quite get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that got some work on it.
All right. In my Silver Shed USA
I guess quite a bit considering the fact that it didn't exist previously.
Yeah, oh, you do great. In my Silver Shed USA Star Wars black and blue bag is my Dobbinwood project that's KF Jones. And I did some work on this. I'm having trouble with the seed stitch. I can't I think because the yarn is so dark. I can't see what I'm doing. But I think I did 2 or 3 rows on this on Sunday. And I was listening to Kay. She said that sometimes some people call what she does for the seed stitch. They call it. I mean, what she does for the moss stitch. They call it seed stitch.
I've heard it called seed stitch.
And then and that's what I call it. And then if you do 2 of what she's doing, like 2 knits, 2 purls, then it's moss stitch, double moss stitch. So
because I was first introduced to a seed stitch, my Vivian sweater has seed stitch alternating with the cables.
Right. See, I'm in the middle of a row here. I just started it off so I know where I was at. But it doesn't look like much, but I did 2 or 3 rows. Yay. And I was kind of happy about that.
My Dobbin was kind of mad at me because I haven't worked on them.
Yeah, I think I have like 5 or 6 or 7 rows to do of this before I go into the next part of it. So I like the pattern. It's not difficult. K-Rite's a good pattern, an easy pattern to follow. It's just a matter of what I can do and when I can do it. And I have to have light and quiet for the seed stitch so I can focus. So I have to be able to do it when nobody's around. Just for that part of it. Once we get into the pattern, I think it'll be a little bit easier. So that's cool. And it looks beautiful. She was showing how it's constructed, and it's really cool the way it's constructed. So if you're interested in the Dobbinwood, it's a Rana, and I believe is it available to everybody, or is it? Just,
it is available.
It's available to everybody. It's a really nice kind of pattern
for purchase.
For purchase, so you might want to check it out.
Let me just do my. There we go, carrying.
And her patterns are not under Bryony Bear; they're under KF Jones.
Yes, they are. So, my next new one. I started a couple. This was because I felt like actually starting a different project and looking through my stash. I was like, well, before I start another colorwork project, I need to start a color project that I promised someone I would start for them.
Right.
So I pulled out my Crochet and Jovian bag. The yarn doesn't all fit in here.
At least it matches.
It does. And that was what's important. And it matches who I'm making it for. This is for Laura. This is her Purple Turtles hat. And the pattern is not called Purple Turtles. The pattern is...
Turtle.
Hold on.
That's what you should call the hat. Turtle.
But they're purple turtles.
But they're turtles.
But they're purple.
Turtle.
It is the... Hold on. It's on here.
Why don't you just look on your project page?
Because
that would start one.
I did. I started yesterday.
Then put your project page.
But it's here. I know it's here.
Yeah, but you're wasting time. You're wasting daylight. You're burning daylight.
Burning daylight.
Burn your head. Your oboe head.
You can burn my head?
Your oboe head.
That's rather mean-spirited. Okay, well, I might have to go to my project. Ah, there it is. It's just called Turtle Beanie.
Excuse me.
And doesn't say the designer on it. But, I'm in the ribbing right now. They gave 2 options for ribbing. I went for the simplest one because of the dark purple yarn. I didn't feel like messing with it.
What is it, 2x2?
Well, it is. I think it's paid for pattern.
Well, it doesn't matter.
It's more than a 2. It's a 2x2, and then with a difference on like
the twist to it. Okay.
Yeah, the 4th one.
Okay.
So I'm just sticking with the 2x2, which is the option that she gave, and I'm using a bunny stitch marker
for the turtle. That's funny.
That just seemed appropriate to me. Size, I think it's like 2.5 needles. Yeah, 2.5s. And like I said, I'm just in the ribbing right now. I think I own 2.5s, but I mean, US 2.5s or 2.5 mil? US 2.5s.
Okay.
It's 3.0 mil.
Okay.
So, got some work on it.
Cool.
Very little, just enough to say it started. And it'll be nice and happy and stuff. And as the yarn shrinks, there will be more room for the hat in the bag. It won't be able to be kept with the other bag simply because it'll fall all over the place.
The reason it matches the yarn is because I made it match the yarn, the bag.
Yes.
So
That's
just...
And it amused me that this matches too.
It does. It almost looks pink instead of red.
It is pink.
Yeah. That's cool. Because we had to have everything match.
It all matches.
Matchy-matchy. Okay. Did you already use that pink for something, the Pink Panther one, for something else?
No, you just gave me only what I needed.
I gave you a mini skein?
Uh-huh.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You only gave me what I needed.
All right. I don't remember. Excuse me. Okay.
Or rather, I purchased from you.
Yes,
purchased
so I can't remember when she purchases and when I give it to her. Whatever.
It happens.
It happens. All right. In my Ploverbird Woodland Creatures in the Park bag is a new project. This is my Night Owl project from the Who Owl Help Cook and Clean pattern.
Oh, you started one now.
I did, but I didn't like the way the cotton felt,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm not doing it in cotton, so it's going to have to be something else. Okay, I don't know what it's going to be, but it's not, I can't, the cotton just bothered my hands when I was, even though it was,
Huh, cotton doesn't usually bother you.
no, I don't know if it was because I couldn't get the tension for the color, the mosaic with it, or what, and I may try it again in cotton,
Yeah.
but right now I'm not. This is what it looks like.
It might have to become a wall decoration now.
Yeah, and so I'm doing it, the background is a dark blue, and the motif or the design is this dove gray. So this is Celestial Blue, Knit Picks Bravo worsted.
Yeah, one of the most important things with color work is you have to have high contrast.
Yes.
Some people don't, and it's great, but I feel like it doesn't pop enough
So
if it
this
doesn't.
is what I've got. You can't really see the color work, but
Well, it's too early.
it's just early. It's just right now. It's just kind of a silver line. You can see better in the back. So, and I did all this in one sitting. I really
Okay.
enjoyed it. It's a nice size square, and it might just become a little wall hanging on my wall. And that's fine. I wanted to make it, and I like mosaic, and
You might eventually decide that you need to have one in cotton.
it makes me sad to think about using this and washing the dishes and stuff.
But it's a happy owl. It's a useful owl. It's like the dogs who are service dogs
But-
or search and rescue dogs who think they're playing.
See, now you can see it. But I might make one in green and like a light green and a darker green or forest green or something,
Mhm.
and give it to Grandma to hang up on the wall in her kitchen. Unless I figure out how to do it in
Cotton.
and I can do it in cotton. I tried it in cotton first, and I pulled it all out because it just wasn't. I couldn't get the tension. I don't know what it was about the cotton. Even though I was using Hobby Lobby, I love this cotton, which is probably my favorite cotton.
Well, was it maybe too flexible?
No, if it was flexible, I could pull it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal was. And it may just have been that I was having an off day. I think it was the same day I had to pull out the randomosity.
Oh, okay.
So,
You pulled out the randomosity?
remember I restarted it?
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, I told you guys last week. You don't listen.
I don't.
Okay, your turn.
You didn't mention about starting this last week.
Huh?
You didn't mention about starting this last week. Did you hide stuff from the podcast viewers?
I didn't start that last week. I started that after the podcast.
Oh.
On Sunday. I worked on that after I worked on the
I'm confuzzled.
KF Jones pattern.
You're a confuzzler. Nasty confuzzling mom.
I hid it from you, not from them.
Hider.
Don't you have another one?
I do. I was just thinking Gollum quotes.
Well, think later.
So, I
like
just
this.
started working on this last night. I wanted to work more color work this week, but between my headache, I was very symptomatic this week.
She was extremely. I was a little concerned.
It was a bad week for me. So, this was beyond my focusing for this
We got to
week.
go for a walk yesterday.
We
a little,
did.
A little walk.
A
we went
little
for a
baby walk.
Baby walk. It wasn't because she wasn't feeling well, but it was getting dark.
But toward the end, I think I wouldn't have been able to handle that second.
You don't think so? Yeah. We do what we can.
My legs were getting a little heavy. What happens is, even for short walks, last Sunday.
Last week sometime.
Yeah, it was Sunday, I think.
I don't remember.
We took a walk and we had to cut it short, but even cutting it short, by the end, my legs felt so heavy it actually hurt my hips to lift them.
Mm-hmm. So we have to be very careful how far we go. We've been keeping close. We have, at our house, we have a circle behind us. If you think of a horseshoe, we're at the top of the horseshoe facing out to the street. Mm-hmm. The horseshoe is behind us. So if we want to do a short walk, we'll do that circle, and off to the side there's like a little zigzag street mm-hmm. where it's one way to go up the street, and then it's another street to come back in. So if we're doing extremely short, we'll just do the one circle. If we feel like she can do a little more, we'll do the zigzag. And if she feels like she can do more, we'll do 2 circles in the zigzag, and so on. And then we have another walk when she's feeling up to par.
Yeah.
But lately, it's been hard for her to get around the circle with the zigzag. So we just do what she can.
Yeah. But anyway, this is the first. Yesterday evening was the first day I was able to focus on.
Look at those floats. Show the floats.
Oh,
Look at those floats.
Because apparently this is a thing.
Well, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Nice and tidy, as Kay would say.
Yeah. I've got black sheep on the inside.
Black sheep with a white background on the inside. It's an inversible. A reversible?
I would not wear that reversible.
No.
But you can kind of see the sheep on the inside. And then, you can see my sheep's faces my sheep have faces now.
Bar-M-U. I think Kay said she got some yarn from Bar-M-U.
Well, that designer we were talking about used Bar-M-U yarn for the not Shetland hat, the Yorkshire hat.
Oh, maybe that's where I heard
That's where you heard she used Bar-M-U yarn to talk about it, and we will talk about her.
Oh, right, yeah.
At some other point.
Yes.
But I will talk about her patterns because she is awesome.
She's awesome. She's absolutely
She's got only one page for pattern.
Yeah, I put all her patterns, the page, on the list.
Yeah. But first let me continue with this designer, because this designer does deserve the attention.
She does.
This is Anne Kingstone.
She just had the misfortune to bring it to mind. Say her name again, please.
Anne Kingstone.
Kingstone.
And this is the dewlap pattern. I've already done her hat. Kingstone. She has a set. It's a hat, which I finished in the past, in the same colors, and it has matching sheep. There's this, which is a dewlap, and then, and it's a cowl, and then she has a pair of mitts, which has the same sheep on it, fingerless mitts. And actually, I want to pull her up on that.
Does that have a thumb gusset, or is it just
I think it does have a thumb gusset. I just want to bring her up because I do want her to get the full attention she deserves. Dewlap. White queen cowl. There it is. I always want to spell Anne with an E, but hers is not.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. In fact, I have it in notes here. ANN parentheses E. Yeah. Anne spelled with an E.
I always assume people have Anne spelled with an E.
Well, it's like Anne Brody. I always have to look twice before I write her name.
And she has a ton of patterns: cabled, stranded. Just some adorable patterns. Oh, this one's called Pemberley.
Don't get sidetracked.
Well, I just want to bring up Pemberley.
Why?
Oh, look at that. Hold on, guys. Holy
oh my gosh.
Moly.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Isn't that a piece of art? That is amazing.
Wow, that looks very Irish.
Oh,
isn't that
my
beautiful?
Gosh.
Wow, it's got the boat collar. I think it's got a boat collar. Yeah. Isn't that beautiful?
That's called the Pemberlands by Anne Kingstone.
Isn't that gorgeous?
This woman is an artist.
Wow.
I might need to fade. And she's got so many patterns. Socks.
Don't get sidetracked. We have things to do. You can look at it later.
Well, I wanted to bring up the mitts.
Oh, okay. Because you're getting sidetracked.
There is a purpose to this. Although her mitts are not on here.
They should be.
Maybe she doesn't have. She must not have it pulled into her stranded area. I might have to find them on their own. She might not pull. Yeah, she just doesn't pull it into her stranded area.
Maybe it's not stranded.
No, it's stranded. Oh, she has a sweater with it with a sheep pattern too.
Is it a pullover or it's a cardigan?
It is a pullover. So she has several things with a sheep. It's a not a gusset,
Boatneck?
no, yoked.
Oh, yoked, right. Oh, that'll be pretty. Dan should be told about that. He likes those yoked.
But it's plain through the rest. He would want to change that up a little bit.
Well, he could if he wanted to.
So
Dan Jones.
I want to do the picture that's done by the designer, but she cuts off her sweater a little bit, so now I need to grab someone else's picture. There we go. Because I want them to see the full glory of her sheep. So that's
pretty.
the sweater. So it's a nice.
Yeah, it's cute.
Because I think this is the designer.
I have to see if she does one with owls. Oh, isn't that pretty? She's very talented.
Yes, she is. Actually, that might not be the designer. It says C. Emilius, whatever. So, so she has a pair. She has a sweater. Oh, she has a couple sweaters. So she has. No, this is still a designer. The same design.
The same design?
The same design.
Wow.
So she has the sheep in the tup sweater. She has the droving socks. Yeah, this isn't just me getting sidetracked. It's the same design. The droving socks.
Oh, those are cute. Are they socks or are they boot?
They're socks.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're socks.
Yeah,
they're socks.
Yeah, because she's wearing shoes, not boots.
And then let's see. So the droving socks. I told you about you've seen the hat already. You've seen the dewlap here. The gimmers are the fingerless mitts. What I love about the gimmers is that she has the hold on, close that.
Not a good picture of it.
No, it is if I make the screen smaller. There we go. She
yeah.
has the pattern that I love so much on the bottom of the cow. She has it on the palm of the hand. Yeah.
That's very nice. She's very talented. Very, very talented.
And I love this sheep. What drew me to this pattern originally was the sheep had a really cute face.
Mm-hmm. It's very sweet.
And then she has a child's cardigan with the same sheep pattern.
She should have an adult's pattern for that.
I'm hiding the child's face because, I know it's on her pattern. So I'll just show the bottom part of his face.
That's adorable. So cute.
And then there's one other adult sweater, but it looks like it's another... It's another pullover, but it's... The sheep must be bigger on it or something, because it's slightly different. It's a longer sweater, I think.
I like the longer sweaters.
I actually like the sleeves on this.
Yes, I do too. That's adorable. I like that.
So she does this sheep one in several different ways. I'm not going to make all the different sheep ones she has. My plan was just the original trilogy that I saw. You'd like that.
Oh, that's pretty.
She's just if you have not checked out Anne Kingstone, this lady is an extremely, extremely talented designer. Now, I thought I knew who the designer was, but she has different models, so I'm not sure which one is the designer. Initially, I assumed the lady in all the pictures for the hat was a designer, but I have no idea now.
Right, there's too many people.
There's too many people.
Yeah.
But regardless of who the designer is, her designs are gorgeous.
They are amazing. Absolutely beautiful.
I'm going to have to go back here later.
And
she's very prolific.
Yeah. Hope she has some simple things that I can do.
I don't see a lot of simple. Oh. Last one.
Mm-hmm.
Because Mom.
Oh my God. Oh, I love that. I replaced the one that, remember I showed you that got caught or something like that? I should give that to you and see if you can fix it. I love that sweater.
It's got, you can't tell because of the white is blowing out. It's like this gorgeous braided cable.
It's absolutely beautiful.
And it's worked with Aran yarn. It's a coat jacket.
Mm-hmm. Does it have a zipper or buttons?
You know, I'm not sure. Buttons.
Cool.
It's got buttons.
Buttons.
So, yes, check out Anne Kingstone if you have not already, because she is awesome sauce.
She does look like she's very talented.
So that's it for my project. Is that it for yours?
Yes. The only reason that I was pushing Ty a little bit was because my husband's going to get out and we have to go somewhere and it's about 40 minutes away or 30 minutes away. We're doing a combined Valentine's birthday deal thing, and I don't want to make him wait. That's why I'm pushing him. So,
and we'll talk about the other colorwork designer, Linda Moss.
No, go ahead
later.
and talk about her. Go ahead and talk
Linda
about her.
Moss is awesome. She has 5 hat patterns. We will be talking more about her in the future.
I put the link to her patterns in the enabling thread because out of the 5, 4 are free.
Yes.
And they are absolutely gorgeous.
And you're going to recognize her as the designer of the Yorkshire Tam. Someone gave this to me, I can't remember who, as a birthday or Christmas present.
I don't know if I did or somebody else did.
It was somebody else. That's the top of the hat.
It might have been one of the other people. They know who they are.
And what I love about it is all of her designs incorporate some sort of story. Either like this is the story of the Yorkshire countryside in the medieval times, and this is why I have this in here, and this is why I have that in. There's a lot of detail in her patterns.
It's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely. She's very talented, and I can't wait to see more. She's very generous to give out that type of pattern for free.
Now, the Yorkshire is paid for,
that's
but
the only one that's
St.
paid
Cuthbert's cap is free, Squirrels in the Forest is free, Red Squirrel Revival is free, and South Head Winter Tam is free.
Yep.
So these are all very beautiful patterns.
And you'll hear more about her later. But right now we want to show her because she is amazing.
Yes, but I had to go off on Ann Kingston because we started talking about Linda in the middle of Ann's hat.
Is Linda that her name? I put down her name, but
Linda Moss. Yeah,
but I don't know if that's her Ravelry name.
I'll find out.
Okay. Here, I'm going to give this to Talia now before I forget.
Oh, okay, for my blanket.
Now, in my purple Hoovian, this is my bag, the same bag that Talia was using.
Oh, how funny.
Is my monkey bag project, my surprise backpack. I finished it. This is by Amy B. Stitched.
Oh, you finished it.
I did.
Well, then I am not at all feeling guilty about making you go first.
So this is it.
Oh, that turned out very well.
And it's got this in it.
You need an owl to sit in there.
And this was meant to be for Talia for Christmas. So,
Aw,
there you go.
thank you. Oh, that's so cute.
So that's that. And I have a little bit of this cotton left over, but that was fun to make. It was a lot of fun to make. I did a kind of a design element here when I twisted it a little bit in the back, but it doesn't matter.
No.
So it's just have it cross at the bottom and sit on the top. I figure she can put mini skeins or something in it.
Yeah.
So there.
Thank you muchly. How cute.
Okay. Now, what's next?
It's usually your yarn business.
Okay, I've been busy for the yarn. I needed to make space for sparkle yarn for the sparkle along. So Talia, this
This one.
hold on just a second. What bag do I have? Oh, it's in my, okay. I'm sorry. I left my pattern out. I've had a bad habit of leaving my pattern out of my bags when I talk about them, and I forgot to put this one back in. Okay.
That's why you need to do what I do, which is you don't actually have the physical pattern.
Then I'd really be in trouble. In my Turbo Knitting 64 Mickey Mouse bag that Kenneth made for me, or I won from Kenneth.
Duck.
Huh?
Donald Duck?
No, Mickey Mouse.
Donald Duck.
I've been busy. I spent the last 2 days dyeing yarn. I have
Which movie? Busy.
busy.
Oh, I know what it is
busy,
now.
busy.
I know what it is
Yes,
now.
that's a reference.
Oh, okay.
It's, can we say what's a specific season or?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, you have to figure it out yourself.
Although I think that just gave it away.
Busy, busy, busy. Okay, Heidi will probably get it.
Oh, yeah.
Undead yarn. I have yarn that needs to be reskeined. I have 2 skeins there. I have 2 skeins that I have to rinse, and I have 2 skeins downstairs hanging. I have 4 skeins rinsing. They need to be rinsed. So I have a lot of yarn that's going to be shown next week, and this is the yarn that I have for this week. I've been busy. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
This one is, I've done this one before. The other 2 are new. This one is makes me happy. You recognize this. It's a DK. I have 2 of these. So it's a DK weight. Makes me happy. Yes, I will probably be doing this in Sparkle as well for the Sparkle Along Autism Awareness. But I I was trying to clear out my dye solution so I can do some others that I want to get done, and I need to get, free some jars up. So I made 2 of these in a DK weight. Makes me happy. Let me just tie this back up
But
here.
it's not makes me happy.
What?
It's not makes me happy.
Why not?
I thought it was a different colorway.
No, this makes me happy.
Oh, okay. No, you're right, it is.
This makes me happy.
I thought it was clever, ignore me. I wasn't actually listening. I was focused on my pattern.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that. So I have 2 of these in DK weight. Okay.
You're right, that is makes me happy.
Okay, the
I wasn't
next
paying
one.
attention.
This one, I was trying to make Blue Moon. I'm trying to figure out what I did. I put it down wrong. But this one came out instead. And this one is Noir. I have 2 of these. And
You've been trying to get noir color for a while.
I have. This is a sport weight, and I have 2 of these in sport weight. I like this a lot. This Noir colorway. It's absolutely beautiful, I think.
It is beautiful.
If I do say so myself.
Because I have one of your noir attempts in my room.
Yes. But this is going to be how I do Noir now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, well, you were still trying to figure it out at that point.
yeah. So this is Noir. 2 sport weights of this. Make a nice hat or socks or cowl or something. It's really pretty. I didn't quite. I had to put my ball bands on this. Okay. Now this one, this is Fingering Sock, and I have 2 of these as well. And this is Love Never Fails.
If you had gone with Love Never Ends, it would have been a reference to the second part of Phantom of the Opera.
I can do that.
I've never actually read that book, and apparently it's a musical too, I think. No, I'm not sure.
What?
Love Never Ends, I think it's just a book. I don't think they did a musical for that one.
I mean, Love Never Fails might be a biblical quote.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to think of a name. Originally, this was going to be Candy Hearts and a couple other different
It
things.
does kind of look like Candy Heart.
Well, that's what it was meant for,
Yeah.
Candy Hearts. But I thought maybe that would be too seasonal. So it's right now it's Love Never Fails. It might become Love Never Ends. I have 2 of these Fingering Sock. This is pinks and fuchsias and kind of a lavender and red. And there may be whites in here as well. Like cream.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are those cream hearts in the classic
There are.
colors.
There are.
So this skein, besides the point that it's hand dyed, what you get may have more or less cream in it, just because of the way it's dyed. Would say yarn dyed. So these are the 6 that are already ready. I have some elusive unicorn that I dyed up that is sitting there and to be reskeined, and I have 3 new colors that have to be dried and skeined up as well. I can show you that next week.
So you were on a real tear.
Yeah, I wanted to do yarn dyeing, and it was something creative to do when my hands were bothering me, because they were bothering me a fair amount at the beginning of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's that. Let's see, what's next? Do you have stash enhancements?
Yes.
How many?
1.
Okay, I have 2. You can go if you want to, or I can go first, whatever, it doesn't
Go
matter.
ahead and go first. I'm in the middle of...
Okay.
something.
The first one I can't really show you. Sorry, I'm out of screen. Because it's in a box. This is my sparkle yarn. I have fingering weight sparkle yarn and DK weight sparkle yarns. I couldn't find any more except bulky weight.
Which is crazy.
Right. I could find, there was finger weight sparkle yarn, bulky weight sparkle yarn, and DK weight. So I got the fingering and the DK. If you want bulky weight, let me know. I don't sell a lot of bulky weight, so if you want the bulky weight in a sparkle color for the for the Sparkle Along or the Autism Awareness, or for whatever reason whatsoever,
Speak up now. If
speak
I
up
hold your
now,
cookies.
and I will order it, and I will dye it up for you in the color you want, if possible. Okay, if it's a one-shot deal, I may not be able to, but I'm not going to order bulky just to order the bulky. There has to be a demand for it, because I have bulky weight in there. One skein that's been there almost from the beginning. It's a beautiful colorway. It's just that nobody wants it for bulky, whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not stocking it. I will dye it if people want it.
The bulky's crying little yarn tears in its corner.
It's a pretty yarn, and I may have to take it out and make something with it.
He's like, it's because of my size, isn't it?
Yes, it's because I'm big, isn't it? Yeah, it's up there. I see it with this little old tag, and it's a pretty color. It's kind of a forest green, but a lot of people don't use bulky weight, and so it's still sitting there. So I may take it out later and just make a hat with it or something, because it's really pretty. Go ahead.
Okay, so I got in my purple package. You saw part of it, the little sample. This is Plum Deluxe tea, my tea of the month.
Did you use that already or no?
No. Remember I was saving this one? This is Snow Day Herbal Tea.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Snow days are a mindset. You can't take a snow day anytime. Or you can take a snow day anytime. Might help actually read what he writes.
Yes.
Apple pieces, peppermint, coconut pieces, cinnamon, blackberry leaf, love, gratitude. This one has caffeine. I might save it for the...
Did you remind Andy that you know caffeine?
Yeah, he knows I'm on caffeine.
He's pretty good about it.
Yeah.
We love Plum Deluxe.
So...
We do not get any kind of kickback from Plum Deluxe.
No. So,
But we love them. What's it say?
I'm happy
yeah.
about this. It's a little card they give to members.
Yeah. I get some of those cards sometimes when I get my stuff.
Or from people who purchase tea. I don't know. I've been a member from usually the time I started.
Yep. Okay. And my other acquisition, I got, this was for Cappy's shawl. I got size 13 Knitter's Pride Zings. And this is a 40-inch cable. And because it's got, if I'm going to try to do it with double yarn, I need it slightly sharper than, I love my Chow Goose, but when they get bigger, sometimes they're not sharp enough. And this looks like it's going to be plenty sharp to get through the two, if I decide to do two. So, and if I don't, there's always something else that I can do that has size 13.
Right.
It's not going to go to waste. Okay.
I don't usually use 13s.
I do on occasion. I don't use a lot of it, but sometimes patterns will call for that, especially like 5410 Studio, I think it is. I think it's 5410. I always get the numbers mixed up.
Excuse me.
Anything for you, obsessions or autobiography or anything like that?
Nope.
I did Prompt Mistress for my writers group last week, and I was really excited. That Blueprint I have, when Craftsy was Craftsy, now it's Blueprint. I got on board with their subscriptions, so I pay a certain amount every year, and I get free classes, and everything is included in that. I still have the classes I bought, and I keep those, but the other classes I don't have to buy them if I don't want to, so I just do them. And now they've added writing, and I'm really excited about that, because my writing has languished, and I've been kind of just not feeling like writing. I think this will be good for me. I'm looking forward to that. It'll give me another creative outlet when my hands don't want to cooperate. So I'm excited. I'm excited about it. Looking forward to doing that. I've got 2 books that I'm reading. I'm reading Into the Gleam by T.M. Doran and Leonie Martin, A Difficult Life by Marie Baudouin Croze. I'm sorry, Sylvie. You're in France, I believe. How do you pronounce B-A-U-D-O?
Yes, we're reopening the Ask Sylvie.
U-I-N. Yes, she's our French language person. C-R-O-U-I-X.
Badon Creux?
Crow? I think that's
Crow?
French for cross, I think.
It is cross, I believe.
But anyway.
Badon Creux?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't speak French.
I don't know. Marie, Sylvie, I don't know how to, it's spelled B-A-U-D-O-U-I-N hyphen C-R-O-U-I-X. So Sylvie can know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So that's the author, and this is for those who are not Catholic. This is the sister of Saint Teresa Lisieux, and she's up for sainthood. And she was apparently a very difficult individual in terms, they said that she probably had special needs. So this is exciting. I've given Davina the book to read, so she sees that, you know, what is possible with God and with work. So anyway, moving on.
I've been listening to a book on Audible. Not a lot this week, but I had picked up. Hold on. Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker.
Yeah, you were talking
PhD.
about that. That's cool.
So I've been listening to that, and that's actually useful for my work as well.
Have you been continuing to listen? Have you made progress in that book, or
Not a whole lot this time.
yeah?
But I usually just listen for a few minutes before bed.
Okay, let me see here. I had another one of these marked. Okay, I don't think we've done this, so I'm just going to read this a little bit because we're getting kind of late.
Indeed.
It says here, you've heard of pita bread, but have you heard of pita lace? In the Azores Islands, fiber from the agave americana plant, also called the century plant, was used to make yarn called pita. Over time, the phrase pita lace became associated with extremely fine knitted lace patterns from the Azores, regardless of what type of yarn was used. Huh.
That's interesting.
That's interesting. So I guess that's kind of linen, maybe? If it's made out of plant, is a plant yarn always a linen? Does anybody know that? Spinners out there, or anybody who knows, is any yarn created from plant fibers, only plant fibers, is that linen? You know, is it? I mean, I know that we have some yarns that are bamboo
right
mixtures. I don't think that's considered linen necessarily if it's only a mixture of bamboo. But if it was all bamboo, I don't know if they can do all bamboo. If it's all bamboo, or this plant here, is that considered linen, or is it just a certain linen plant? I know nothing, so I'm asking. I'm putting it out there. Okay. We want to thank. Oh, I want to thank. We had some shout outs on Packing Knits podcast. Heidi mentioned us there. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We were mentioned on the Crocheting Whovian podcast. Thank you, Laura. And on the Diary of a Physicist Farm Gal podcast. Thank you, Deborah.
Thank you.
If I forgot anybody, I apologize. We appreciate being mentioned very much. Thank you very much. We want to thank the people who commented on YouTube. Stephanie, Elizabeth, Honest Crafts, Catherine, Joan, Christina, and Brittany. And as always, I don't do last names because I don't know if they want their last names out on the internet.
Indeed.
So even though their last names are on there.
Did you see that someone talked to you about the thing for the loom?
Yes. I think that might have been Elizabeth.
Might have been.
And that was a really interesting idea. I appreciate it. I did respond to her. I did respond to everybody on YouTube and on Ravelry. And thank you also for the comments on Ravelry. We appreciate those as well. We don't want to think that you don't. We don't. It's just, because we do get back to the Ravelry ones. Sometimes if I don't get to the YouTube and we get moving, I don't always get back to YouTube, but I do get back to the Ravelry ones usually. We do appreciate all comments. All
Indeed.
comments from all of you, so we are very grateful that you take the time to watch and that you
thank
take the time to chime in. We're glad that you are excited about the Sparkle Like the Star You Are that's coming up along with the autism awareness. That's going to be exciting for us too. It'll be fun. Okay, we are planning on podcasting next Saturday. Heads up, in March we're going to have a little bit of a dicey schedule like we had in Advent last Christmas season. We have a full day Lenten retreat, and it's a little further away on the 16th of March. So we don't know if we're going to be able to podcast that week.
Right.
Okay, so it's...
And that's around the same time. The week before that, I have a doctor's appointment.
Actually, that's 2 weeks before that.
2 weeks before? Oh, okay. Well,
Is it the single... Do you have single digit, or is...
it's
what
a
day?
single digit.
Is it like the 3rd, or...
No.
Is it before or after Grandpa's birthday?
It's on Grandpa's birthday.
okay, then it might be the week before. So we could potentially have 2 weeks in a row where we can't podcast, potentially. Just giving you a heads up, because now that Ty's not on night shift, it's harder for us to pick up that day.
Yes.
We don't
because I work 5 days a week and I work very long hours.
We don't like missing 2 weeks in a row. We will try to make sure that we don't, but we're just giving you a heads up.
Yeah.
Okay. But
because life intervenes.
Yeah, sometimes life intervenes. So we will hope to see you back here for the Fun in the Woman Cave next week. In the meantime, we wish you a week full of knitting, crocheting, crafting, whatever it is that makes you happy, and we wish you every blessing and good thing. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 344, and that's a wrap.
Bye.